surprising, Alex taking game 1 but losing the first sideboarded game. Abzan just sideboards better than just about anyone.
Yeah, it's really easy to just get your most efficient generic removal for the specific threat at hand.
Godless Shrine. Zadzilka is going to go down to 17 to get it on turn 1. You know, going through his deck, and this is interesting and might be a concession to time, Brandon has brought in his sideboard Core Firewalker for this matchup.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be impossible for Alex to kill it with a red removal spell. Even Nahiri can't clock it, which we see in hand right now. So yeah, just going a little bit leaner, trying to get the beatdown on. For sure, he has these Abrupt Decays in his deck, 4 in the main deck that just have to get sideboarded out. So something has to come in.
So Brandon does the full Lava Axe on turn 1, fetch for Shock for Thoughtseize. Love that. Yeah. Here's the hand from Bianchi. He's got a second land. He's got a Serum Visions. He's got a Lightning Bolt, a Spell Snare, an Emrakul, and a Nahiri. And this is an aggressive line here by Brandon. He takes Alex's Serum Visions.
Okay, he's saying you have 2 lands. I hope you get stuck there.
Yeah. Right, if he's planning to win on turn 20, he'd take, I think, Nahiri there, most likely?
Yeah, Nahiri seems to be the most powerful card for Bianchi in the matchup. That and or Snapcaster Mage.
You see, going back to Brandon, he doesn't know if Alex has drawn another land. Alex played the mountain he knows about. Brandon's got a Core Firewalker in hand, but he also, he could go Plains Core Firewalker. He'll run that into a Spell Snare, it looks like. He also had a Stirring Wildwood, and for a second there he was debating whether or not just to play the tap land.
Yeah, he knows that this action is getting countered, and he knows that unless he finds another 2, he's just kind of taking the next turn off.
Arid Mesa from Alex, he hits one of the lands he needed. We'll see if he can do it again. And this is where the punishing part comes from Brandon. He plays Stirring Wildwood in position of Kozilek. He does have a 3-drop here. He could have played Knight of the Reliquary, but is not able to.
That's part of the issue here. The other is, with the top deck Inquisition, he actually can't take the Nahiri now, as much as he would love to.
Yeah, Bolt and Path, so he takes the Lightning Bolt from Alex's hand. Alex then is Emrakul, Nahiri, Path to exile. This is a huge draw step for Alex. Does he convert? He does, and it's untapped.
Wow. That was huge.
Brandon took a very aggressive line. He tried to make Alex miss a land drop by taking Serum Visions, but Alex hits, and now there's going to be a turn 4 Nahiri. A gamble by Brandon, and not necessarily a bad one, but it's a gamble that lost.
And if you rewind a little bit, if I'm Bianchi, I'm pretty happy that I was left with Path to Exile. We saw Brandon's hand has some larger threats. He has a Siege Rhino. The Lightning Bolt wasn't going to do anything there.
Nahiri discarding Emrakul. That's great. That converts a card. And Alex gets to have a Planeswalker on an empty board and a Path to Exile in hand. This said it before. It was a risk from Brandon, and now he's in trouble.
Brandon set himself up to try to steal a quick game. It looks like Bianchi is now in position to win the fast game. Yeah, you see, Brandon actually is going to be the one who misses a land drop. He's going to play Knight of the Reliquary and pass. And he's left Alex with a Path to Exile too. Alex draws Snapcaster Mage for the turn. After that Emrakul trigger, that's not great, but he does still have the Path to Exile, so he can deal with 2 threats on the following turn.
Well, Brandon's at 15. That's that number, you know.
Are you suggesting that there may be a creature in Bianchi's deck that has, say, 15 power and toughness?
There might be.
That'd be a large creature.
Alex will Path the Knight. Now, is there reason to do that main phase? Because now Brandon could attack Nahiri.
Right. You generally want to save that for your opponent's upkeep step, or even after the draw step, to try to catch them drawing the basic land that they wanted to search for, and also having the land tapped on the following turn. Though with the access to Snapcaster Mage on the next step, it's just not going to matter.
It was better than that. Alex has Snapcaster Mage in hand. He also has a Ghost Quarter in play, which he played for this turn. So he's got Stirring Wildwood covered. He's got Snapcaster for Path covered. I think we're going to see Emrakul end this one.
The only downside is that Brandon will be able to cast Siege Rhino and technically survive.
Oh, okay.
But he's going to have nothing going on after that Emrakul attacks.
Yeah, he'd be at 1. Yeah, ugh. Draw is Horizon Canopy from Brandon. He'll play it. Kalidas, Nihil Spellbomb, Siege Rhino is the hand for Brandon Zadzilka. Oh,
so
wow.
I think what he's going for here, he's going to try to draw. Well, actually, no. Has to be something they can do with the Nahiri right now.
If he taps the Horizon Canopy and loses a life, he is dead on board. He doesn't know it. But say he plays the Rhino, goes to 17. Alex can Snapcaster, Path. Well, I guess he can't because of the Spellbomb. I was going to say he could Snapcaster, Path the Rhino, swing 2, swing 15. Spellbomb will put a stop to the Path to Exile, but it's still not a good spot.
Right. My head kind of went towards trying to use the Spellbomb to dig for something this turn. Going over Brandon's list, there's no Pithing Needle, so he's really just dead to this Nahiri. Can't get up to enough to Engineered Explosives it, even in perfect situations.
Goes to 14 for Siege Rhino. We'll go up to 17. So Alex can play his Snapcaster Mage here to force Brandon to use the Spellbomb and not draw a card. And he'll do that. Here's Snapcaster Mage.
I like it.
Targeting Path to Exile. If Brandon lets this resolve, he loses.
Well, the other thing about this is Brandon currently has exactly 7 permanents. So cracking the Spellbomb would leave his board swept. The idea of having the Spellbomb is you can actually maintain the Siege Rhino through the Emrakul. But given that Alex had anything, he was just dead. So I like getting up to 7 permanents there.
Neat. Okay, so, yeah, and you see Brandon conceding there. So if Brandon cracks the Spellbomb, then the Emrakul puts Brandon to 2 and gets all the permanents. Brandon's line was to leave Rhino in play and hope that Rhino did it.
Hope that Alex just has nothing, though. He saw the Path to Exile. I didn't know about the Snapcaster Mage, so it could have been a brick for all he knew. So
Alex Bianchi and Jeskai Control moving to 2-0 here in a 3-game win over Brandon's and Zadzilka's Obzon.